to talk about extroverted feeling and introverted feeling.
Molly, the person who talks about things.
I'm still having some Coke, not that kind of Coke. But I open it halfway so that it lasts longer. And this is lasting a while, but I don't usually drink pop. But when I do, I get a little hyper. So what a better time than to talk about extroverted feeling and introverted feeling, the next functions that I'd like to talk about. So, I just hung out with my ENFJ friend who is an extroverted feeler dominant. Also, ESFJs are extroverted feeler dominant. That's their dominant function. That's the driver of their functioning stack. And it's my secondary function as an INFJ. So I haven't talked about as much who has what functions and where, because I feel like you can look that up. And instead I'm telling you how I interpreted the functions. I'll be talking about FE and FI. FE stands for extroverted feeling, and FI stands for introverted feeling. So, FE is all about humanity, and a lot of them are lovers of people. Someone who's FE Dom can be all about the cause, very much so about the people and the cause. It has a sense of drive behind it and a sense of commitment to the people that they care about. I used to kind of see extroverted feeling as more of a surface thing, like if you can raise your voice and sound happier than you are, kind of like in public, like, hi, how's it going? Hi, I'm polite. I mean, I'm overcompensating for the feelings I'm actually feeling, which is like neutral. But I'm like, hi, I'm at a social event and I'm going to talk to you like this and connect with you. But really, I just want to go home and watch TV and eat a lot of chocolate. Whereas an introverted feeler might seem like they're feeling less than they actually are. Like they might be less inclined to overdo it in their display of affection. But they might be feeling a lot more than you give them credit for at a glance. That used to be kind of how I saw it. Introverted feelers listen through their feelings, and extroverted feelers speak with their feelings. This is something I learned from NF Geeks. An introverted feeler might hear a tragic story and feel inside like, wow, that has to hurt, and like really kind of like feel it and understand it. But they might not respond with like, oh my gosh. But inside, it's that. I've noticed a lot of extroverted feelers in conversations are more inclined to respond and be like, oh yeah, wow, yikes. And it's more natural for them. While introverted feelers may still do that as well, they had to kind of like train themselves to do it, or like they're aware of the fact that they're doing it. Like they're aware that they're showing empathy. Whereas they truly are, it's not like they're faking it, it's not like sociopathic. They truly are empathizing, but they just don't speak with it as much. They feel it. I feel like FI knows what they feel. FI is aware. And FE doesn't always know, but they show. Extroverted feelers show what they're feeling more, even if they don't realize it, than introverted feelers. Introverted feelers tend to be better at hiding their emotions and stuffing, and extroverted feelers might let it out. They might be more inclined to let it out or talk about it. But they also might look more than what they're actually feeling, if that makes sense. Another part of introverted feeling and extroverted feeling is a moral compass. Introverted feelers seem to have a stronger moral code or a more stubborn moral code. I don't think we should do that because it's just not right. Whereas an FE, an extroverted feeler, might judge based on the situation. let's say that you're supposed to take one bag of M&Ms every day. What work is this? This is dreamland. You get to take a bag of M&Ms from this dream work job, apparently, one every day. And then one day, your sister is having a terrible day and she loves M&Ms, but like you also really want your M&Ms because you need that caffeine, plus you just love them. So you're like, what if I took 2 today? And no one's watching, and there are a bunch of M&Ms, and your boss is kind of a jerk, and he is super rich, and you can justify it in all these ways. You might be able to take that extra pair of M&M, that extra thing of M&Ms that day, and not feel so bad, and just be like, yeah, because you're helping your sister. Whereas an introverted feeler might just not even consider that because it's just wrong, and they'll just go buy the M&Ms at Walgreens. But that's inconvenient, and and your boss is a jerk, so it's also kind of like vengeance. I will admit, I would take 2 of the M&Ms on a day, not every day. It's totally situational. Stealing is bad, right? It's bad. Because you're taking someone else's property. It's illegal for a reason because, But then I feel like you can find exceptions. I've noticed among my friends that I hear FI doms say, it's just not right. It's just not right. Or it's just the right thing to do, Like, you quit your job, you give back the Christmas bonus. It's just the right thing to do. I feel like if it's dominant or secondary, you're more likely to just do the right thing, And whatever the right thing is to you, though, that's totally subjective. There isn't, like, the right thing list that everyone follows. And FE might be more like, what's the right thing to do in this situation, instead of what's the right thing to do overall. The effects that it might have on the people and themselves as well. But people do say that introverted feeling can be more selfish, though, because it's more centered around your feelings, which, I don't know. Because I think, yeah, it was nice. No, she wasn't. Now, that phone call, I think something was wrong. But he wouldn't tell me. Okay? Freaking introverted feelers don't tell you. Always, their stuff, they don't want to burden you with their feelings sometimes. So they're just like, oh, I'm okay. No, I'm okay. But an extroverted feeler, you might ask them what's wrong a couple times, and they might try to articulate it out loud. I feel like FE has a good sense of what's wrong with other people. All of this is super situational based on, like, how you were raised, because some people were raised in an environment where they're taught to articulate their feelings and their thoughts. And as children, their ideas are valued and their feelings are talked about instead of like, shut up and get it together, Tommy. Like there's that different parenting style, which I think can like result in some feeling stuffers. And also, depending on what you value or what you work on, you can seem like either, or you can better develop either function. I'm going to read a little bit from this book. FE values what is culturally acceptable, interpersonal harmony, and reading and caring for others. Introverted feeling lives by internal values, values what is universally acceptable, and applies own beliefs in decisions. FE can be a little presumptuous. Sure, depending on other functions, you might have a good read on people. But I do this, and so does my friend. We might assume someone's backstory or something. We might jump to conclusions a little bit and decide, oh, they're dealing with this and this and this, and that's why they're being like this, maybe. FE cares a lot about relationships and understanding relationships, and I think there's a fascination with it there, a fascination with people, and what they're all about, and I love hearing about other people's relationships, and I kind of like to also pick apart and understand why it works and why it doesn't, or why, like, you know, how might they create more harmony. Extroverted feeling and introverted feeling can both want to change things and will both want to help people. It just looks a little bit different. I don't know if this made it any clearer to you, but what the two are or look like. But that's what it feels like to me. That's my understanding of it. So
I will cry you a river just to float you to shore.
wow, I am so glad that you are here to watch this video and to really understand extroverted feeling. I just think it's just so important that we all come together to an understanding that can create some harmony and some peace among humans all across the board. The board being the keyboard, because I'm in front of a computer.